face again. I was able to hopefully make it work. I made sure that my headphone Bluetooth was not connected this time. As yesterday's video, I was trying to connect or just do this video with my face, but it didn't actually pick up any of my sound. My phone was connected to my headphones, which were downstairs, so just had a little bit of technical difficulty. But happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. Had a subscriber request and had a bit of likes on this one, so had to do it. Another showdown and to see which historical tank. Both of these are quite iconic during World War II. You've got the Churchill and you've got the KV-1. We're gonna put both of these tanks against each other and just see how these tanks do. Now, they do have some of their differences, and honestly, if I would have done this vid, I think like a year or so ago, the KV-1 would have had a bit more of an advantage because the KV-1 was actually a bit stronger. It was a bit more buffed back in the day. They ended up nerfing the tank a little bit, and just to try, I think, making it a little bit more balanced, but it was stronger. I do really like both these tanks. Personally, I like the KV-1 a bit better, even though, funny enough, historically, the KV-1 didn't quite have the setup as it does in BLITZ, I don't believe. If you want to use the KV-1 in its historical fashion, you want to, I think, do the stock turret, stock gun, and that would basically be the true KV-1 experience. I don't recommend it. I had tried actually going through all the tanks in BLITZ that existed historically. I looked at how they performed, their stats, what guns they had mounted, and I went through and I changed all my tanks according to those stats, and it was not a good experience. I ended up really losing a lot in terms of win rate, and a lot of it doesn't necessarily have to do with, oh, the tanks just absolutely sucked in their historical fashion. The problem is that all the other tanks that you're fighting in BLITZ all kind of have that highly upgraded, better module system kind of setup that doesn't quite match the historical setup that existed. So also thank you, Garion, for putting this together. I've got a few that help put these vids together, and special thanks to the subscribers as well for helping with this and just doing all these crazy ideas that we do. All right, so we got this KV-1. A lot of it, when it comes to heavy tanks, they don't have great gun depression. Side scraping is going to be very important. They do have decent armor profiles. The KV-1's turret is not as flat, so it does give it that bit of advantage here. The Churchill's turret is very flat, kind of almost like an E100 with that very flat face. You can just see there. Now that's a Churchill 3, both tier 5 tanks. And so this was pretty much just Churchill versus KV-1. But to make it balanced, you can see the Churchill 1 having a bit more armor in the turret. So what I was getting back to the point with is the E100, when you face an enemy head on, you've got that really big, just flat face, and you can easily get pinned on the sides of the cheeks. And after taking a shot, or when somebody's aiming at you, you want to make sure you're kind of looking away. The KV-1, you don't necessarily need to do that. You just need to make sure you're angling your hull just a little bit. All right, getting pretty aggressive here. So you can see that Churchill 3 just does not quite have the same turret armor that the standard tech tree Churchill. Now, a lot of people say, I've seen this. Yeah, there you go. When you switch to that premium ammo, then it makes it much easier to get through that Churchill turret. There's a lot of people that will say oh, Wallet Warriors, you know, they're the people that, you know, win the game. You know, there's a lot of tanks I would say that wouldn't be the case. I would say the tech tree tanks are just as good, maybe some are even better. But I do agree there are premium tanks that are stronger than the tech tree comparison. So KV-1's actually doing pretty good this round. This looks like this may even up the score. Good bounce there. So KV-1 with this cannon, slightly more derpy. Churchill does have that better DPM. That's just something known about a lot of these British tanks is they do, the British tanks are typically known for their higher DPM but lower average damage per shot. Great effort there. And now going into the final round. Who's it gonna be, guys? Is it gonna be the Churchill or is it gonna be the KV-1? That'll be the winner. We're gonna find out here in this last match. I really love the legendary camo on the KV-1. Just giving that historical look to it. You know, it's interesting. I don't, sometimes I've been, just because I've been kind of playing back and forth between Blitz and War Thunder, I haven't been keeping up on the news as much, but I was in Blitz just last night and noticed that the game just gave me the Cromwell Explorer tank, but I never even paid for the battle pass, the battle pass. So I'm not sure how I actually gave it. You'll have to let me know, did Wargaming just give the Explorer tank to everyone? I don't know why I had the tank in my garage. I just went in there and just noticed it. And like I said, I didn't even pay for the battle pass. So I don't know why or like where that even came from, or I'm curious to know if those that didn't even pay for the battle pass, if you guys ended up getting it too. But I don't know, maybe that was Wargaming's plan all along with that tank. But I know it was a battle pass tank. I just didn't know if they were just giving the tank away if you ended up getting to a certain level. So I'm not necessarily sure. So trying to get a different angle on these guys, which is really good. These Churchills have kind of boxed themselves into one spot here. This is a little difficult. Wow. Getting set on fire is never fun. Even though they've got him cornered here, which is not a good position to get themselves in. Really smart of this KV-1, trying to use that side scraping angling. Some of these Churchills are a little bit exposed. Looks like they may be pushing over on one side. Things are not looking too good for the KV-1s. Try to aim really good and want to take out those weaker Churchills to just get less cannons. Fortunately was able to get back behind that cover. Can he bounce another shot? Oh, unfortunately not. Beautiful. Slowly evening that score. KV-1 really needs to take him out. Beautiful. We got 2v2. Really, both these tanks are pretty good. I don't like the fact that the Churchill 3 is much easier to penetrate through the turret. The tech tree Churchill is better in my opinion. Now this is a bit of a tough position here. Yeah, these guys push unless he can somehow bounce around. and that is it. So hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Once again, keep sharing your ideas. You guys make the channel awesome. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep